Hey guys, today we're gonna be watching Flip or Flop, where supposedly they're not gonna make any money because they took out a loan. Let's check it out and let's see behind the scenes.
Got a house in Fountain Valley.
You guys want to hang out with Grandma for like an hour?
Seller's asking $700,000. I already ran the comps. They're like, I think they were 8 to 850.
Isn't that pretty close?
It is pretty close, but I was talking to the guy. It's not that big of a fixer. Like he didn't mention any roofing issues, foundation issues, electric issues.
Now, as a flipper, if you're gonna flip a house and you're gonna buy the house for $700, potentially you're gonna sell it for $850, that's not a big margin to make a profit, or is it worth it? Like, think about it. You're gonna buy a house for $700,000. You're probably gonna have to spend 2-3 months of renovation, stressing, managing, coordinating, spend maybe $50,000-$60,000 and then flip it for $850. That's potentially a $100,000 profit. However, you have to pay the closing costs, you have to pay realtor's fees, so you left probably with like $40,000. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but let's keep watching. But they're the pros, by the way, so.
The only kicker is, I was checking all the accounts this morning and we have so many properties going right now, we can't buy cash. So if we buy this house, we're gonna have to get a hard money loan and we'd have to get in.
So a hard money loan. So if you're gonna get the loan, now not only do you have to pay for the renovation for the property, but now you have to pay interest on the loan. And when you get a hard money loan, they charge 2 points up front, plus they charge a very high interest, typically 10-12%, which that's a big chunk. And that's why he's saying that you have to do this quick. Quick meaning, if you have 3 months, you have to do it in a month.
As investors, we try to buy properties cash, but if you buy too many houses, eventually you run out of it. So if we're gonna
True,
buy another
facts.
house, we have to get a hard money loan. It's much faster and easier to get than a traditional loan, but it's much riskier. The interest can be double, and every day we spend on a flip costs us money.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so this tree right here is the reason I called you out. Before I guess, get rid of the tree, I wanted to see if there are any other solutions. And I really like the tree. It is a spectacular tree.
It does have a lot of dead branches. The problem with the dead branches is that it attracts termites.
Okay.
So I was noticing, you see it has termites here?
Oh, wow, look at that. Well, that's not
Like
good. So is the tree healthy enough to keep?
Yes, it's just a matter of removing all the dead branches. That's gonna help keep the termites away from the tree and just taking off some weight.
Got it.
Now, a tree, termites, like think about this. Who would have thought that you have to spend money on a tree that has termites that you didn't expect when you were buying a flip property? Like who? Nobody. So this is a perfect example of the surprises you're gonna get when you get into investments and construction and remodeling.
You have another avocado from your neighbor that cross-pollinates. So that's why you're having some fruit on this tree. So avocado trees need other male trees to pollinate. So yeah, so
Interesting.
Surprise to me too.
Avocado trees have a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
That's hilarious.
What happens if the neighbor didn't have an avocado tree?
you would have a fruitless avocado.
Get out of here.
No way.
There's a love story happening at our house here.
All right, I mean, they didn't show how they found the deal. They didn't show everything that happened between the deal. Obviously, they already bought the deal because they're already spending money on the deal. They're missing a lot of information on how they found the deal, how they negotiated the deal, the time it took. Money spent, $747, so that's how much they bought the property for. Does that include taxes? Does that include realtor fees? Does that include closing costs? We don't know. Does that include the points or 2 points on interest rate? We don't know that, so maybe they'll show it later.
If we have termites in the tree, they're probably in the house, so even more delays.
Yeah, more delays.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks for coming, buddy.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's termite damage everywhere, but it gets really bad if you look right here.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh,
Woof.
sorry.
Woof.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Nasty.
termite damage. Let me go ahead and do a full inspection of the house, and then I'll come back to you and kind of let you know what my recommendations are.
All right.
Now, typically, this inspection happens before you buy the house. There's no way that you're gonna go and buy a house like they're showing in this episode that basically they're already spending money on the house, they already own the house, but they brought an inspector after. This happens before they buy the house, so it's a little backwards. So let's keep watching.
The bathroom's pretty small, which is unfortunate.
It's way bigger than it was. I mean, look at before the bathroom ended right here, we got rid of that closet, we added an extra like 20 inches.
All right, what do we got?
Cabinets.
So same cabinets and counters as kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, they do a great job on the design part. I have to give it to them. They do a fantastic job, and that's why they flip houses quick, because it's all about the details and the design.
Gray tile on the floor. What if we ran it on the floor and then ran it up on the wall behind the vanity?
I love that.
It's not cheap.
But it's not, there's hardly any square footage.
But that's what sells a house.
All right, let's do it.
Details. I haven't seen any inspectors come into the house to do inspections, so they're probably doing this without permits, so that process is typically a lot faster. They do already have a lot of stuff selected in. I'm pretty sure they took a lot of time before they purchased a house to kind of design the house, to kind of figure out what they were gonna do to the house, how the layout was gonna change, which they didn't show here. But so far it looks great. 82 days, they're doing great progress.
Concern coming in today was like the low ceilings, but now that I'm standing in the space with the white cabinets, I think it works. Hey, at the Fountain Valley house, I do have a question on this fireplace.
We're not leaving it like that, right?
We're not leaving it like that. So what if we retile the fireplace and then ran the tile all the way up to the ceiling?
I like that.
How long do you think it will take to redo this fireplace with new tile?
Probably 5 days.
Oh.
I think in this case, it's worth it to take the extra couple days.
Okay, we tile the fireplace to the ceiling, call it a day.
All right, let's do that.
So they're on 101 days already and they're almost getting to the finish line. I'm looking at the house, obviously it's a flip and they're smart because they spend money wise. Like for example, you see a grill there, that's a standard grill. That's not like a grill that I would do like on my house, like a nice linear grill. On the walls, you see there's a little bit of texture, so that's obviously a lot cheaper. They're doing a great job on the bathrooms because really the house, what sells is the bathrooms and the kitchen. The door, having a barn door, is very unique. It doesn't cost that much more, but it gives it a nice detail finish. So far so good.
Every little change here is totally adding up, and it's like it's accumulated to weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Always.
on schedule. Like the bathroom put us back, redoing the fireplace put us back.
Now listen to this. These are people that are pros at this. They do probably 100 houses a year and they have surprises, they have delays, they go over budget. Same with my business. I do 100 houses a year and it just happens because every house is different. As much as you want to anticipate how many surprises come out, there's just endless surprises. And making the decisions that makes the house worth it also takes time. If you're a homeowner and you're kind of doing a house for yourself, you're gonna see how hard it is to make decisions on what tile to choose, what colors to pick, and all those decisions have to be made before people could actually go and execute.
I like the paint. The fence gone makes a huge difference. It felt very claustrophobic and dark before.
So I'm gonna
So as you guys could see the outside, there's stuff that I wouldn't have done. Look at the walls, they're very textured. That's obviously to save money. The columns are all the brick, they just painted. But overall, it's looking good.
go over the numbers. We paid $670,000 for the house.
All right.
We put $100,000 into the remodel. That doesn't include the hard
Does
money.
not?
Just construction.
What?
I mean, we spent $5,000 in the termite work alone. The hard money loan cost us $3,500 a month. We were trying to do the project in 3 months. We went
4 months.
over. We got to sell the house, find a buyer, go to escrow. We'll call it a month. So start to finish, 5 months. So that's another about $17,000 in costs. We're gonna have $35,000 in closing costs and commission, and we sell. So the break even, $822,000. Similar houses to this one are selling like $800 to $850.
Like potentially we might not make any money.
Correct. That's what it's starting to look like that. But I think we have to try to list higher.
What are you thinking?
$899.
If we're in it for that much, then I guess might as well try.
Now, even if they're over the value in the neighborhood, if they did a great job on the designs and the details, if they stage the house properly, somebody will fall in love with the house and will pay more money. And this is really what business is about. When you're doing flips and when you're doing stuff like that, you really want to see it from a point of view of who's going to be able to pay overpriced, because when you're doing a project like this, you want to make sure that you do things right so you could get the best out of it. Let's see what happens.
Honestly, of all the houses we've ever flipped, I would say this is the top 3 of houses that I don't think are gonna sell for the asking price.
I agree.
So when you're doing flips, as you guys could see, they're staging the house. It's a must. If you want to get top dollar for your house, you have to stage it. You have to have the buyer come to the house and fall in love, and they will pay any price within a reasonable amount for your house. Great job of staging the house, guys.
All right, it's cute. It's come a long way. You walk in the door, it's actually inviting now. You notice the high ceilings, and the kitchen came out great.
I love the backsplash. I like the contrast. I like how it overlooks the rest of the house.
Now, right away, I could tell this is a flip house. As you guys could see, all those cabinets are basically boxes. They're already pre-made. I could tell because I just know that style. If you see on the floor, they basically did 2 different floors to save money. They went with the cheaper floor outside the kitchen. There's a transition, which I hate transitions. I wouldn't do that for any of my flips or any of my houses. They had to put tile in the kitchen. Also, they did a nice job on the bathroom because they know that that's what sells the houses. Let's keep watching.
And my favorite part is this area right here, because the old fireplace was only this.
They did a great job in the backyard, cleaning the backyard. They could have maybe painted the wall too, but within the budget, it should be okay because that's something easy that a new buyer could do.
Orange tree. They're making orangeados.
Also, another area that they saved a couple of bucks is in the rooms. They went with carpet, which is a lot less expensive, but it still looks great and it will sell.
This is beautiful.
Guest bathroom looks great. I'm glad we went with the same look.
It's a cute bathroom. If we don't sell it fast, we're gonna get killed with the carrying costs. So I'm gonna give it like a week, maybe 2. If we don't sell it, we gotta reduce the price.
All right.
And we're walking away with close to 80 grand.
Overall, beautiful job. They made it happen. They got over ask. And the reason that they got over ask is because they did the design right. They staged the house. Everything looked great. They took care of all the problems. Probably the buyer that came in the house fell in love with the house. Can't stop, won't stop. Let's go.